Nicolarzo
and Daisy Santianes
for Panasonic Kid Witness News. Here we are at the home of Ben Scorra, a famous Chicagoland magician and inventor.
That's right, he's right here in Payless Park. Let's go inside. Come with us.
Welcome, Earthlings, to Space Station 10235. We're wishing you an out-of-this-world Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Welcome to the Scorra residence. Come on in, folks.
Hi, this is Elka Yusan from Panasonic Kid Witness News, and we're here with Ben Scorra, an inventor. Mr. Ben Scorra, at what age were you first interested in robotics, and when did you actually start your first project?
Well, I think I've been doing it all my life, ever since I was a kid. My folks had to hide everything. They buy something new, I take it apart, see what make it work. And then I just continued to do things like that, and then when I get ideas, I'd build them myself, my own design and things like that.
Where did you learn the techniques to make robotics?
Boy, that's a hard one. At the time well, let me tell you a very fast, funny story about that. I had a newspaper come in to do a interview with me, and we went through the whole house and did the interview, and finally she closing the interview, and she says, "Mr. Scorra, what's your next project?" And I couldn't think of anything else, so I said, I think I'll build a robot. And you never say that to a news person because they remember. So every month after that, she gave me a call and she says, "How's the robot doing?" I said, "Oh boy." So I figured I'd get her off my back, and I started building the robot, and that's how it happened.
Okay, and where do you get all the material to make your inventions?
Well, that's a little bit of a project because there's no place that you can buy parts for robots. Everything had to be made. So you buy a motor and you change it around a little bit to fit into what you wanted to do and things like that.
And how many hours a day do you work on your projects?
Well, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm usually working until 10 at night, but it's not always on the projects. Every once in a while I go out for a little enjoyment. But I think I get more enjoyment out of building things, and it's kind of a challenge.
And when you're not working on any projects or inventions, what do you do in your spare time as hobbies?
I think my inventions are hobbies. And when I get a little tensed up or something, I just hop in the little old car and drive around. Relax.
As a young inventor, did you have a role model?
No, but I think Buck Rogers had a lot to do with it, but that's before your time, so you don't remember who he was, but he was an outer space guy. He had all kinds of spacecraft and everything, and I think that was my role model.
What made you think of the idea to build an electric chair?
That's a good question. It's not that I'm lazy, it's just, I think it was just a challenge. Something that would be humorous. People come over and pull up a chair and you go whizzing by.
Which of all your inventions has been your favorite?
I think building the robot, it turned out to be financially it was a good move.
Have any of your inventions come in useful?
Well, actually, I invented the cordless phone, and somebody stole it from me, so I didn't make a dime out of it. I had the first cordless phone about 35 years ago.
Well, how did you get the name for A-Rock?
Well, actually, if you look at it, it's my name backwards without the S. Instead of Scorra, I left off the S and turned it backwards, and it ended up A-Rock.
How long did it take you to make A-Rock?
About 3.5 years.
When did you first start to make it?
Let's see, he's about 20 years old now, so we go back into the early 70s.
What kind of things does A-Rock do?
Well, he can take the dog for a walk, he can vacuum, he can pour drinks for the guests when they come in, he can welcome them at the door, and things like that.
Did A-Rock come useful to you?
Yes, he's a good money maker because we go out on shows and do shows all over the country with him.
Right now we're sitting in your, what you call bend pit. What exactly is it?
Well, actually, it's a 20-foot diameter pit, and if you decide you want to go outside, you just push a button and the whole thing revolves out into the patio. So where you're sitting now would end up outside, and the outside would end up in here. We call it an inside-out house.
How much do you think you earn from your inventions?
Whoa, that's a rough one. It's pretty hard to say, but I get along pretty good financially. Did well for me. I think one of the nicest part of it is I never had to go out and work for anybody. I always did my own thing and was able to survive on that.
What inspired your inventions?
Curiosity, I think. And like I say, I think it's a challenge. You do something that nobody else has got or nobody else has done, and it makes you feel good when it works. I think that sums it up.
What advice do you have for young viewers?
Young inventors or just young people? I say get all the education you can while you're young, and if it flows in this direction where you feel like you have something to offer or something that you can invent, an idea, and make some money doing that and enjoy it, that's the way to go.
Tell us a little bit about this car.
Well, actually, this is a car that was used in the Miami Vice show, and when I got it, it was kind of beat up, so I just restored it, and then I put all the electronics in it. And this little instrument that I'm holding in my hand here, with this I can control everything on the car, can start it, drive it, make the hood open and close, doors and things like that. So it's a little different than your usual car.
How long did it take you to put all this new stuff inside the car?
Couple of months.
Okay, and now it's all remote control?
All remote control. It's not from Radio Shack, though. As I told you, it's from a Miami Vice show. One of my friends helped put it together for the show, and he had an option to buy it afterwards, so I bought it through him.
And how did you get the idea to put in all the remote parts and everything?
Well, I had my first remote control car in 1949. I had a 49 Ford, and I put all this stuff in there at that time. So I've had maybe 10 cars that I've done like this with remote control.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope you enjoyed this as much as we have. Thank you for joining us.
This has been Daisy Santianes and Jeanette Galarza for Panasonic Kid Witness News, and now back to you.